Alright, so today is going to be... I don't know what today is going to be. It's going to be something else, I guess. Let's see. I got this puzzle. I'm actually pretty far along on it. But... still got some distance to go yet. It's really weird just having it all so close to being able to do, but not quite there yet. Maybe I'm just missing a couple of other pieces off to the side or something. Short time no see. Indeed. That's an interesting one. But yeah, short time no see. Alright. Yeah, it's hello, both of you. Welcome. Today it's gonna be... hey, I think that fits. Cool. But, nope. No. Oh, there we are. Almost had it. Civic, hello, welcome. Now that one is a long time no see. No, decently long time. Welcome. We're gonna be reading Doki Doki Literature Club today. After we get through with some Umineko's final little mystery bit. Alright. Nope. This is weird. It's all like right there, but not. Nope. There we are. You here? Yes, you do. Cool. You can find the last piece for that one. Not you. Nope. Alright. Nope. Ah. Moving takes time. Yeah. I imagine. When we moved, the hardest thing we had to do was actually do the house so that we could sell it. After that, we moved really quickly. We like did it overnight, kind of. Had all our stuff packed and ready to go. We just needed to go. Oh, there we are. Look at all these little... you guys should... sorry. Trying to just get like one something or other all sorted out. Nope. Ah. You, maybe? There you are. I'll try to find that piece. You? No, not quite. You? There we go. Okay, cool. Alright. Well, I spend just a little bit on that. Okay, hello, Sekiro. Hello, hello. Little preoccupied with the puzzle at the moment, notice you? Welcome, welcome. Alright. Alright. Well, let's just go ahead and give it to me. Link it up in Discord or whatnot. Today I've got some poetry for from Beatrice, who gave me these poems down here to read. Let's see where they go. Give me a moment. Turn that down. Turn this back up. Yeah. I'm just taking a moment to actually realize where I'm at this moment. I'm streaming of myself doing a puzzle at 3 in the morning while talking to people in a different country while reading a poem before I play a game. It's a very odd situation. I love it, but it's I could not have in a million years guessed this is what I would be doing with my life at any point in time prior to this. It's like, why would I be doing that? Well, because that's what I like to do. Alright. Well, yeah, if you guys got stuff for me to read, just let me know. I'll see what I can do. Hell, if we get too much, that like you guys just like slam me with a whole bunch of poetry and stuff to read, I can like make a whole day of it and just read whatever. I'm pretty flexible with what we do here, in case you guys haven't noticed. Anywho, the Silver Age of Russian Poetry. This one is, I believe, from Marina Tsveteva. Russian is a little weird. I'm not quite proficient in sounding it out yet. And this one is I Like. No, I have gotten to the weirdness in it. It's just, you always have to take a moment to appreciate it. And otherwise it's not quite the same. Thought I had a piece there. Anyway, on to the poem. I like that you are not obsessed with me. I like that I have no obsession either. And not for once in the eternity the heavy earth beneath our feet will wither. I like I can be funny and be free. Be careless with words and never bother to be betrayed by tide of blush when we brush with ourselves when passing one another. I also like that in my company you're confident enough to hug the other. Mouse is acting up. I also like that in my company you're confident enough to hug the other. You don't foretell internal suffering to me for being kissed by others' lovers. I also like you never call in vain the sweet inflection of my name, my sweetie, and that we'll never live to see the day when wedding bells hail us with nuptial greetings. I thank you from the bottom of my heart for loving me so quite unawares, for nightly peace that you will never thwart, for twilight dates that cannot be more scarce, for moonlight walks that we will never start, and for the sun above that'll never wear us. For you, alas, who are not obsessed with me. For me, alas, with no obsession either. May 3rd, 1915. There's also the Russian original and such, but I can't read it. At least with German, I can muddle my way through the pronunciation. With this, like, expow is what it looks like in English. I don't know. Anyway, this is another one that Beatrice asked me to read, from Nikolai Gumilev, I believe. This one is called The Giraffe. I haven't read any of these prior, so I will try and go things blind. It's more fun that way. Okay, The Giraffe. I see that this morning your eyes are especially sad, especially slender, the arms that encircle your calves. Well, listen. Far off to the south, on the shores of Lake Chad, there roams the exquisite giraffe. To him have been given harmonious figure and grace. His hide is embellished with pattern of magic design, which only the moon would have daring enough to retrace, as playfully dancing she dabbles the lake with her shine. He seems at a distance a luminous sail on the waves, and fluid his gait like a bird in its rapturous flight. But only the earth knows the sight of the marble-walled caves, to which he retreats when the sun starts to set every night. I'd cheer you with tales of this land full of legend and song, of young tribal chiefs and dark maids of their passion and pain. But you have been breathing the fogs of the north for too long, and don't want to believe there is anything else but the rain. No light-hearted tales of the tropics can make your heart glad. You cannot imagine the palms or the scent of an alien grass. You're crying? Well, listen. On the distant shores of Lake Chad, there roams the exquisite giraffe. Interesting. Yeah, Russian. I don't quite understand that one yet. Alright, well, cool. Those are two of the Russian poems, and stop. If you guys got me stuff you want me to read, and currently for Russian, if you would like me to try to read it, I would need some sort of phonetic reading of it, or at least learn the alphabet so I can pronounce it properly. Won't have a clue with what I'm saying, but I might be able to pronounce it. What was that? That one thing a while back. One of you guys, I don't think it was you guys, but somebody made me read like, where does my goat milk come from, or some weird little sentence like that. I wrote it in German. Can you say this? Sure. And everyone just started busting up laughing. No idea what I said. As long as it's safe for me to say, I've got no problem with trying out silly stuff. But anyway, those were some French poems. They weren't bad. They're pretty cool. Alright. Pause you. Do that. You. Okay. Having some issues with my mouse. It's lagging. Can't tell if that's my mouse. Maybe I should just took my tablet. Get that all sorted out. But anyway, the last bit of Umineko is this mystery thing. The mystery of episode 4. Apparently it's a sure, if you want me to. The only restriction I have is, 1, I gotta be able to read it, and 2, I've got to keep it safe for work. It can talk about unknown fragment number that. Sorry, but I have to be able to stream it. So no like erotic things or things like that. I got to be something I can stream. So with those 2 limitations, go ahead. And ideally no like political propaganda or anything like that. You guys understand. I trust you guys enough to be good with that. No, it's... I have a song that I think my brother found that is about a giraffe. That's in French. Blue Waltz or something like that. I don't know. Really short, little, goofy little song about a giraffe. That's the only French I really have or know. I could maybe do a decent French act. French is weird, honestly. Anyway, back to the story at hand. Scattered on a large bed were cute jelly beans of various colors, and chocolates shaped like ohajiki pieces. Ohajiki pieces. I don't know what that is. A fork was stuck into a shortcake peeking out of a gift box. and there were decanters with drinks of various colors lined up on a side table. But the color of the partially finished drink that had been poured into a cup was venomous, matching none of the decanters. Someone had probably been playing around, mixing various things together. That can be lots of fun, if you don't mind the taste. On top of the fluffy bed were several colorful, big pillows like something from a dream. Okay. And on this bed that looked like something out of a child's dream world, Burncastle lay face down, and Lambda Delta lay face up, clutching a pillow and relaxing. It was pretty thrilling this time, wasn't it? I got really panicky when Beto said she'd stop the game. What a rude witch to start a game like this and try to end it by throwing it away. Wasn't Angie a good piece? After Beto ran for it, Angie dragged her back and made her resume the game. Although it's a shame that she gave Battler a little too much enthusiasm. After all, I knew Battler was a softie. No kidding. He looked like he might even go easy on Beato, his enemy. I was uneasy that, like the last game, he might actually feel compassion for Beato and take the game in a weird direction. Angie was a trump card to get Battler back on track when he mistook his goal. Although, I wanted her to support him a bit more before using her up. She really did get used right off the bat. What a waste for a piece that required so much preparation. Good thing I shackled her with that rule about not giving her name. I noticed that. If that hadn't been set up, the brother-sister tag team would have swallowed Beato up and won in the blink of an eye. Not this, but for Beato, throughout the entire game, she never gave her name. People always said, "Are you Beatrice?" And then she would start acting up. She never actually said it first, which is interesting. I thought it'd be a chance for them to press her all at once, but your mark was so restrictive that I couldn't make the best use of her. What a waste that piece was. Isn't it obvious that such an unfair piece would have to be retired right away? Well, in the end, she did a good job of preventing the suspension of the game, and that helps me out too. The way she made both our interests match is what made her a truly wonderful piece. She was an innocent kid like Battler, so it was easy to get her to do as I said. Morons and impulsive types make the best pieces. Sometimes. I really can't stand losing that piece. By now, that kid's mincemeat. Hey, let's make hamburgers out of her later on. Oh, wait. Didn't you like gyoza more? I wonder what little sister tastes like. Hilarious. Is it really okay for you to be so relaxed? Thanks to Angie, Battler has gotten all fired up. I gotta fix this. Yep. I'm pretty sure he started a hot pursuit of Beato, making this game take a big turn in my favor, right? I mean, didn't Battler just solve almost all of the mysteries up until now? Huh? Not even close. Almost all of Battler's blue truth was wrong. Beato's lukewarm red is full of holes. If she had any brains in her, she'd slip through it easily by setting up a suitable web of twisted logic. Yeah, it really ticks me off. If it were me, I'd thoroughly cut down all of it with the red. Oh, really? And I was sure that those were all correct. Well, I don't know about all that small bomb part, though. Not all of Valor's blue truths were valid. When talking about the first game, Beato clearly declared that she guaranteed the identities of all unidentified corpses. This defeats Battler's theory about the culprit of the Eva Hideyoshi clothes room murder being someone who faked up a corpse. Next, Cannon might have died in an accident in the boiler room, but what kind of accident could drive a stake into his chest? Are you a moron? I'll slice it with that red treasured sword thing. Cannon did not die in an accident. For the next one, the murders of the three, including Genji in the parlor, the thought that it was a simultaneous murder where they shot each other in a clockwise pattern at the same time is laughable. Genji, Kumasawa, and Nanjo are not killers. That screws up a lot of things. The final Trap X to kill Natsuhi was also ridiculous. The thing that shot Natsuhi wasn't a trap. It was a real shooting murder with a gun raised and a trigger pulled. This sucks for you. You shouldn't do that. Saying something like that in red. That kid's trying to say that she bounced Natsuhi's bullet back with magic and killed her. Oh my, how terrible of me. You're right. Even the blue truth for the second game was way too naive. Where the 6 murders in the chapel, the culprit was inside the chapel. When the 6 were murdered in the chapel, the culprit was inside the chapel. That guy keeps trying to explain things using Trap X. What the heck is Trap X? Some weird mystery novel cliche? It's also laughable to say that in the case where Nanjo and Kumasawa were killed in the servant room, someone else inherited Cannon's name. No one else can go by Cannon's name. A different person can't claim that as their name. And that theory about borrowing the master key from Rosa for Natsuhi's room is also worthless. After the master keys came into Rosa's control, never did any of them leave her hands. Except for the time when she lent one to Battler to unlock Natsuhi's room. I can keep on going, but just taking a quick look at them turns out like this. Get it? Forget taking a quick look. You've just denied Battler's blue truth for the first and second games across the board. My, what a shame. If Battler heard, he'd faint. Right? Beato wasn't cornered at all. Looks like that kid's a pretty good actress after all. I'm sure she planned to make it look like she was getting cornered this game. And then sometime next game, bang! She'll slice it up with a single red stroke to make Battler freak. And then I'm sure she'll say it again with a huge smile. Which is never get into a pinch. And that whole tragic atmosphere as though Beato was getting cornered was all an act? Isn't it obvious? She really is a great actress. Even though she wasn't cornered at all, it felt like an astonishing last episode climax. She's totally the winner for Best Supporting Actress this year. Oh, but of course, I'm the star. You do fine too, Byrne. At the end, she said something like, "Kill me," and laid out a big riddle. Wasn't that her last stand with Beato to be finished for good if that riddle was solved? Come on, were you seriously tricked too, Byrne? That wasn't even close to a last stand. Beato's still holding back a killer hidden move. When she stuck out both hands to give the final riddle, did you notice how she lowered just her right hand? Yeah, now that you mention it. Is that what that meant? Sure is. That kid still had plenty of hidden moves left. And none of the mysteries have been solved. That tension, like she's been exposed, and the next episode would be the last. She truly is a genius at acting. Yeah, I want to see her knock Battler down to the very bottom, right away. That kid's been totally encouraged by her North Wind and the Sun strategy from the last time, right? I'm sure Battler will sympathize with Beto again and fall for it completely. After all, a single tear from a woman can fool a man. Totally economical and profitable. I wonder if Battler will get caught by the same move again. I've got to spur him on so he never feels sympathy again. Although, Angie's mincemeat seems to have done that pretty well. A power-up from an Angie-flavored hamburger? Of course, I won't lose either. Starting here, I'll thoroughly support Beto to rally her up enough to compete with Battler. Beto won't lose. I mean, I'm threatening her with a wonderful punishment game if she loses. You're recording literature club, huh? Your punishment games are seriously not cool, so you should go a little easy on her. I've decided what to do for your next punishment game, Burn. Wanna hear? Wanna hear? No. Come on, ask me. Guess what? Guess what? I'll lock you in a wonderful, wonderful castle. That castle will be surrounded by pure white castle walls, 12 kilometers to a side, with a height of 10 meters. Magic and tricks are prohibited. You really couldn't jump over that, right? 1,440 million cubic meters? You can stop there. I already know what you're going to say. And that place will start getting buried with gems. One every day. I'll lock you in it until the castle walls are packed with them, and you've been buried to death with gems. Isn't that a wonderful, romantic punishment game? You multiply the length of the walls by 5 and make it 1/10 its current height. I wouldn't mind if you shut me in it right now. Really? That would make it 3,600,000,000 cubic meters, right? The time period for the punishment game would more than double, right? I get to keep you as my prisoner for such a long time. I really like you, Burn. I love you. Lambda Delta playfully approached Burncastle, who yawned, looking bored, as she touched the bottom of Lambda Delta's chin as though cuddling a cat. You're betting on Battler's victory, and I'm betting on an eternal tie for the two of them. Doesn't that mean no one's betting on Beato's victory? I wouldn't. Her chances of winning are 0. How truly pitiful, being told by the Witch of Miracles that there's no chance of a miracle. Although I wouldn't bet on her either, right? I can say that with certainty. It's also pretty sad when the Witch of Certainty says that you're certainly screwed. Unusually for them, they giggled together. I wonder how this game will resolve itself. Yeah, that's the one thing we can't predict. That's why it's fun. I won't permit escaping or suspensions any longer. I'll certainly make them continue their game, and I won't let them run away. Even though I can't even imagine what will happen next, I know it certainly won't end that way. At the very least, it won't end with Beato's victory. I mean, think about it. Neither of us is betting on Beato's victory. In other words, if it looks like Beato is gonna win, she'll have us two great witches as enemies. Exactly. Our powers are most in equilibrium when balancing between a tie and Battler's advantage. If it tips too much in Beato's favor, both of us will line up along the same vector and drag Beato back. In other words, the instant Beato's in a superior position, she'll have to deal with both of us as enemies. A common front with Burn sounds fun. Thanks. But I'm not going to Pt16 candy bath with you. Oh, I was gonna cover you with melted marshmallows while taking a Pt16 shower. How pitiful. That child is a living toy. A doll you caught so that you could play with me, Lambda. I'm good at playing with dolls. I really can do it well, okay? I'm proud of being able to play with a single toy for hundreds of years without getting tired of it. You're her ally at some times and oppose her at others, toying with her for all eternity. How pitiful. That kid is now our doll. That's right. That kid is our doll. No end has been prepared for that kid except the one the two of us desire. In other words, I can say for sure that this can only end by repeating a tie for eternity, because of me. Or else Beato losing and being destroyed because of you, Bird. As far as this game ending with Beato's victory goes, I will proclaim it as the Witch of Miracles. Then I will proclaim it as the Witch of Certainty. Beato certainly cannot win, and a miracle certainly will not occur. Well, she finally cracked a smile. Witches are creepy and crazy. Umineko no Nakukoro ni, Rondo of the Witch and Reasoning. Oh, actual credits! And not just Battler and Beatrice, the creators. And there we go, the end of Umineko Questions Arc. Let me reread some of these comments here. Tori Litter Club. Right? No, I don't think we do. It's too insecure to ever attempt writing. Oh, just go ahead. You can write it. At the very worst, nobody has to read it. So there's not much to be insecure about. All those message bottles you sent. It was Maria. It was obviously Maria who sent all those message bottles. Well then, go ahead and write it. At the very worst, you can do it in private. Write down something and just appreciate that you did something. You don't have to read it aloud, but if you think it's good enough, go ahead. And if you don't want to read it yourself, you can always give it to me to read, or something of that nature. Happy end! Yay! That's debatable. Read the live and dead profiles of the forest rabbit. And guess who those rabbits are. Well, we have the 3 rabbits that were in the episodes. There's a 4th one? And she has a 410, she has a 45, she has a 400. There's no 4th rabbit, but I'll see what I can do. Oh, the voice actor for the Doctor Brancadas of Lambda Delta. That's at some point my names might be in credits someday. That might be pretty neat. Who knows? But yeah, it's I'll look up the profiles once the credits end. Nope. It's really kind of distracting having an incomplete puzzle just sitting here right in front of me as I'm doing things. It means it's always there taunting me, teasing me. And I've got just like one piece like right there in the corner that is missing. It's all surrounded except for that one. You? Nope, not you. Ah. So yeah, it's and guess who those rabbits are? Well, they are obviously rabbits, and the Chiesta sisters. If we go with the red truth, they can't be anybody. Unless... Yeah, this game has gotten very complicated. Umineko no Nakukoro ni. Rondo of the Witch in Reasoning. Yushuki 07, 7th expansion. Something something. Alright, anyway, for Doki Doki, I'm going to end the stream so we have a clean cutoff point for all the recording, and then a clean starting point for the next game. I may also need to edit some of the UI stuff, scale and things like that. Addition of new features. The Golden Witch has prepared a gift for your commemoration of your stay. You can find these new features on the title screen. Okay. 7th mod. Hey guys, we made it to the Golden Land! Yay! Oh, music box. Cool. Alright, I think episode 4 tips. Let's see here. Big ol' read the live and the profile of the 4th rabbit. Alright, let's... Here. That would be the one. Jester 556. A weapon of the Sisters' cavalry, which serves Pendragon. 556 was quiet and often teased, but she was loved by everyone. However, her luck was always bad, and she met with a tragic end in battle against the Black Witch. She was a cutting-edge weapon, unique in the Sisters' cavalry, which tended to serve as honor guards. 556 was in charge of squad fire support. She shot not to kill, but to protect her allies. I don't really know what to make of her then, I guess. Rabbits, rabbits. There you go. That is an annoying thing, it just kind of randomly does bits. Oh, wait. Yeah, it's... You can't pick one that you need to. Oh. Hey, look at that. And then we go do that. Chester 556. Quiet girl who's always teased by everybody. But that's because everyone loves her. The trumpet is her specialty. Everyone skips to her lively tune. The trumpet, huh? Guess that doesn't work. Oh. Alright. Well, that was that. Alright. Yep. And that's going to be it for this portion of the stream. And you can resurrect her. Apparently so. I tried to execute one of the earlier tea parties. I tried to execute one of the witches, and it did, and just turned her box red. Came back, and you can't kill the witches. Ring any bells? A trumpet. No. Potentially.